Hey guys, it's Lloyd 304 here, and today we're doing another Ninjago comparison. Today we're comparing Lloyd's Green Dragons. This is not going to include his Golden Ultra Dragon, this isn't going to include the Golden Dragon, this isn't going to include the Ultra Dragon, the Epic Dragon Battle. Any of those will have separate comparisons or have had separate comparisons. Let me know what your favorite of these dragons is in the comment section down below. Let's get started with the info that you need to know about these sets. In this video, we're going to go over the categories of value, minifigs, design, playability, overall looks, and my final opinion. And we're going to tally them up at the end for the final score. Starting on the left, we have 70593, the Green NRG Dragon, released in summer of 2016, had 567 pieces, and was $50, had 5 minifigs, and 3 of which were exclusive, being Lloyd, Cole, and Doubloon because of slight variations to their figure. Towards the middle, we have 70612, the Green Mech Dragon, released in summer of 2017, with 544 pieces, and was $50, had 4 minifigs, 1 being exclusive, which was Garmadon, because of, again, a slight variation. Moving to the right, we have 71766, Lloyd's Legendary Dragon, released in winter of 2022, had 747 pieces, and was $70, 4 minifigs, none of which were exclusive. And the little guy on the right was Lloyd's Green Forest Dragons at 71829, released in winter of 2025, had 128 pieces, was $20, and had 2 figures, one of which was exclusive, being that hybrid Lloyd minifig, which uses his Dragons Rising Season 1 suit, and then another masterpiece for some reason. Starting with 70593, had 567 pieces with $50, as I mentioned a moment ago. You get 3 exclusive minifigs, Lloyd with his hair and half mask, Cole in his ghost form with his hair and half mask, and then the Doubloon minifig is also exclusive because he uses a different armor piece in this set. And a price per piece of 8.8 for those of you who keep track. In the middle, we have the Green Mech Dragon, 544 pieces, $50, 1 exclusive minifig out of the 4, 9.2 cents per piece. Solid value here. You get a lot of sand green pieces that you don't see. I should also mention for the Green NRG Dragon, you get those large fabric pieces and a couple large wheels, so that helps the value out there as well. Lloyd's Legendary Dragon had 747 pieces with $70, no exclusive minifigs, you can get them all in other sets, 9.4 cents per piece for those who keep track. And lastly, again on the right, Lloyd's Green Forest Dragon, 128 pieces, $20, 2 minifigs that Lloyd is exclusive, although he's made of other common Lloyd variant parts. You also get the cool Dragonian Scout, we'll get to that when we get to the minifigs. And you also get that cool recolor of the Baby Ryu piece, which is just another baby dragon, which I think looks really cool. 15.6 cents per piece for those keeping track. So for value, I'm just going to go down the line. 4 points, 3, 2, and 1 all the way on the end. As for the minifigs, we get Lloyd and Cole in their Skybound suits. I'm not a big fan of these suits, but these versions are exclusive because they're hair and half mask. You couldn't get that combination of these parts in any other set. Doubloon gets a new armor piece here, and I think he's a fine figure overall. And you also get Bucko and Siren to help boost the army building of your Sky Pirates. For the Green Mech Dragon, all 4 minifigs were fairly common aside from Garmadon, but the thing that makes him different, I believe, is the cloth piece. The other 3 you can get in various other sets. This is the cheapest way to get that Lloyd minifig. The Shark Army Gunner and Master Wu both come in other $30 sets. For Lloyd's Legendary Dragon, 4 minifigs, none of which are exclusive. You get Lloyd and Nia in their core suits, which, as you guys have seen, I'm not a huge fan of. I don't like the weird color combinations that they use for some of them. You also get a Viper Flyer and Python Dynamite. Are their names listed on Brickset? I don't know, guys. And for the Green Forest Dragon, you get Lloyd, who uses his Season 1 suit from Dragons Rising, and you also get a Dragonian Scout, and the Baby Dragon figure doesn't count towards a minifig count, but it is a nice inclusion. So, for the minifig category, I'm going to give 4 points again to the Green NRG Dragon, 3 points to the Green Mech Dragon. I'm actually going to give 2 points to Lloyd's Green Forest Dragon, and then 1 point to the Legendary Dragon. Moving on to the design category, We have these two little side builds for the Sky Pirates to use. You get this cool little catapult, which uses the cow skull piece. I think it looks fine. Nothing too crazy. I don't remember this specifically being in the show, but I could be wrong. You also get this little stand, and there's a barrel inside. I don't remember what's in it. It's just a gold medallion, gold doubloon, gold stud, whatever you want to call it. And then I have just these little turret pieces, or the catapult pieces, my bad, to just sit there so that way I don't lose them. And there's also a little campfire, nothing too crazy. As for the dragon itself, it looks really good. You get a lot of just regular green and dark green, which I think is a good color combination. I like the use of these big fig arms just up top. I think they look really good there. You get a nice saddle for Lloyd to sit in. The head is brick built. It reuses the jade blade pieces, which I think is really nice. You can open the mouth. We'll get to that in playability. Uses some ball joints to give it some more posability. Uses a couple ratcheted joints in translucent bright green. You also get some translucent bright green studs going down the tail, which I think looks nice. You get a printed tile here for the soda can. Not too many stickers in this set, just a couple up on the top of the dragon, and obviously most of them go towards the Sky Pirate build. You get these large cloth wings, which I think look really good. You can spread them out. We'll get to that in the playability, but I think these cloth wings look really nice, especially the underside with the gold showing. I think it looks really good here. For those of you who love sand green, this set might be for you. This uses a lot of sand green in its design, and I think it works really well here. It's nice to have a slight variation in Lloyd's color combination every once in a while. I personally like the brighter greens, but this looks, I think, fantastic. I like all of the gold detailing pieces used around the side. I like the gold bananas used there. I like the purple inside the mouth for the tongue and the lavender. I think it looks really good. The tail piece uses a lot of spiky pieces, a lot of rubber pieces. You also get some ratcheted joints, some stud shooters, which don't take anything away from the build. I think they actually look fine, which is unusual for a set like this, to have stud shooters and actually look okay. Lloyd's Legendary Dragon uses a lot of the same kind of green colors. You get a little bit more of the bright green, which is one of my favorite LEGO colors, for those of you who didn't know. You get this saddle up top, which I think, yeah, you can just remove like that. It's fine. It's nothing too special. It's just a little saddle. It's brick built, which is nice. It uses a lot of dark blue and also this light blue, which I believe is medium azure. I'm not 100% sure. You get this large sword piece for the tail and some ball joints and ratcheted joints to give it some posability. Also, the wings on this set are now cloth, which I think looks really good. I really like the way these look. I like the printing on them. And then there's blue on the underside, which I think looks good. Lloyd's Green Forest Dragon has not too much to say about. You get these large wing pieces used for Ryu and the combo mech, combiner mech, in dark green. You get these whip pieces in gold for Lloyd to hold onto for the reins. You get this printed tile. And actually, yeah, it's printed. Yeah, it's a printed tile for the flag. I thought it was a sticker. My apologies. Uses a little bit of the bright green, regular green, dark green, translucent bright green, which I think looks really good. You get a reprint of Ryu's headpiece in dark green for a different dragon, obviously. And it uses a couple of the golden sword pieces that were introduced for the Ninjago movie in gold. So, I think for the 10 points that I have to divvy up amongst these 4 sets, I'm going to give 3 to each of the bigger sets and then only 1 to the Green Forest Dragon on the right. I think each of these 3 dragons that you see primarily on your screen now, I think they all look fantastic. They all use a different, slightly different color combination. I think the bright green and dark blue works really well for the Legendary Dragon. I like the sand green and dark green for Lloyd's Green Ninja Mech Dragon. And then just the regular light green and the black and dark green for the NRG Dragon looks really good. Now moving on to playability, we have this little catapult here. Again, I don't remember it being in the show. It's nice. You can just push this down and it'll launch whatever you have. If you want to put a minifig in there, I guess you could, and then just launch them like that. It's mainly meant for these black 2x2 round bricks that are on that section right over there, that little camp out stand. It's nice. It has a little Sky Pirate flag with some couple stickers on it. Uses a big ugly rock piece for the base of it. And you get a little campfire piece, which I think is fine. As for the dragon itself, something I like, and I wish LEGO would do on more dragons. We don't really see it too often. The only other dragon I can think of that had this feature was Firstborn. You can fold the wings out, and again, I think they look fantastic. I love the gold underneath and then the green on top. Mine's a little faded because this is an older set. This was released in 2016, almost 10 years ago. You can move the head up and down. You can also move the wings up and down. They are creaking a little bit, as I'm sure you can hear. The legs have some posability with the ratchet joints. You can move the toes as you wish. On the back, the tail is separate, like it's one tail and then it splits into two, which I'm not a huge fan of. I wish they would have kept it all as one, because it just doesn't make for a good display, in my opinion, like that. But overall, I think the set has a lot of good playability. You can move the dragon head up and down, as I said. You can move the mouth, open it. I like the translucent orange for the eyes there. I think that looks good. You can't really take the saddle off without, like, deconstructing the set and having it look ugly. But you wouldn't want to anyway, because I believe this is supposed to represent an elemental dragon. So with no saddle, there's no point of having the dragon ready. The Green Ninja Mech Dragon might have the best posability out of all of these, and also some of the best playability in all of Ninjago set history. Starting at the head, you can move it up and down. You can move the head side to side. You can open the mouth. You can lift the tongue out, I believe, if I can get it like that. I just broke it. But you can do that. Not obviously, you don't want to break it, but anyway, like I said. After I spent a couple minutes fixing that, we get to the legs. You can pose them up and down. Has a lot of nice posability. You can move them in and out. You can lift this little piece up here and reveal the engines. You can fold them up if you want to have it in flight mode. This doesn't actually have drings. This is more of an agent style dragon, I believe, that didn't have wings. So you can fold that back down, and you'll barely notice it's there if you're looking at it from like head on. You can move these little fins up and down. You can move all of these little spikes up and down. Again, a lot of great posability options. It's the same thing on the other side, really. You can move this body back and forth. It will spring back into place because of the rubber pieces, but the playability is nice there. And you also have the tail that can move back and forth just by spinning this gear, or you can do it manually if you want. Same thing on the back leg for posability. The ball joint for the feet, and then the ratchet joints to connect it to the body. Lloyd's Legendary Dragon has a lot of similar features. Ratchet joints to connect the legs to the body, ball joints for the feet. You can open the mouth. I have Lloyd's hairpiece stored, which you do also get in the set. You can move the neck and the head up and down. You can move the ears, or I guess they're ears or horns or whatever they're supposed to be. You can move them as well. You can remove the saddle like I demonstrated earlier. And then the tail has some posability as well. Same thing on the back legs for the ratchet joints and ball joint for the feet. I do like how they cover up that what would be a tan stud, my apologies, with these little green cone pieces. I think they look really good there. You can move the tail as you wish. And for the wings, you can push them forward, pull them back like that with this little lever right here, which I think looks really good. I personally have it displayed with the wings back because the wingspan just takes up a large amount of space, but it does offer a lot of nice posability and playability. Lloyd's Green Forest Dragon doesn't offer too crazy much in terms of playability. You can move the legs, ratchet joints, ball joints for the feet, same thing as all the other ones, pretty standard for Ninjago Dragons. You can move the head, the mouth doesn't open, it's kind of just a fixed mold, which is fine. You can move the wings up and down, you can move the claws. You can sit Lloyd on the saddle here, which I think is nice, and have him control the dragon with the reins there. I think that looks good. And the tail has some ball joints that allow you to use it to put the tail into attack mode if you want to have it strike something. And you also get this flag, which can move up and down. You can also just take it off if you don't want it there at all. For playability, I'm going to have to give 4 points to the Green NRG Dragon. I think it's just really good. You have the side builds, which add playability for those of you who want to play with your LEGO sets. Mine just mostly sit on my shelf aside from when I'm doing videos about them. 3 points is going to go to the Green Ninja Mech Dragon. I think a lot of the posability there is nice, reminiscent of what we saw in the movie. I think the rockets look really good. I like the way they just tuck in when they're not in use. And obviously the ball joints and the ratchet joints are something common among almost every Ninjago dragon. And I think it works here just fine. A lot of nice posability for this dragon. 2 points is going to go to Lloyd's Legendary Dragon. Something I didn't mention was that it comes with this little spring-loaded shooter for the boa, viper, snake things, whatever they're called. I don't even know. They were in core and they're not really canon, I guess. But this, you can shoot it at the dragon if you want. It's there. It just takes like 20 pieces to build, and it's kind of just a piece count bump at that point. But that's going to get 2 points, and Lloyd's Green Forest Dragon is going to get just 1 point. Now for the overall looks category, which dragon do I think looks the best? And honestly, it's really tough to decide, but I think Lloyd's Legendary Dragon looks the best. I think that color combination works just the best for that one. I like the bright green, dark blue, regular green, a little bit of black, and then the little bit of bright blue that's on there. I think that looks really well, and obviously the gold. All of these dragons feature some sort of gold in them, and I think it works well for overall look. In second, for overall looks, I'm going to have to give it to the Green NRG Dragon. I think it looks really nice. I like the extra added display value with the two side builds. They're also mainly there for playability, but I think they work well for display as well. Third, getting 2 points, is the Green Ninja Mech Dragon. I like it. I really do. I think it looks fantastic, but it doesn't have those large wings like the other dragons have, so it almost makes it look like it's not a dragon, but it is, in fact, a dragon. And getting 1 point yet again is Lloyd's Green Forest Dragon, just because it doesn't do anything super crazy. I like the printed face print, I like the printed flag piece on the back, I like the large wings, but compared to the rest of them, the rest of them just tower over it, and this doesn't do much. Now for the final opinion section, what set do I think is the best of these four? I think they're all pretty good. It's really hard for me to divide these points up, but I'm going to have to give the 4 points to the Green Ninja Mech Dragon. I got it for Christmas in 2017. I think it looks really good on display. I think it is a really good dragon. I love the gold and sand green. I hope we see sand green in Ninjago a little bit more. It's a very nice color. We saw it in the Ninjago City set with the large tower at the top, and I think it's just a really nice color overall. For the 3 and 2 points, I am going to split them into 2.5 for each of the Energy Dragon and the Legendary Dragon. I think both of these sets are, again, incredible. These dragons just look great. They each do something different that the others don't. I like the foldable wings on the Green Energy Dragon, and I like the wing play feature on the Legendary Dragon. And is anybody surprised Lloyd's Green Forest Dragon is getting 1 point? It's just a small dragon. It's a $20 set. It's a cheap way to get a Lloyd minifig and a Dragonian. The baby dragon included is nice, but there's not too much to it. Now, we're going to tally up the final scores and see which of these sets is truly the best in my opinion. Starting in last place is Lloyd's Green Forest Dragon with 7 points. This lost by over half as many as the next closest. It's a fine $20 set if you want a small green dragon, but it's nothing more than that, and that's what ended up putting it so low. The only saving grace here is the Dragonian minifig and the new baby dragon, which is just a recolor of Ryu. That's about the only good thing I have to say about that set. In third place with 14.5 points is Lloyd's Legendary Dragon. The color combination here works really well for me. What hurt it was the minifigs. I don't like the core suits. I don't like these boas that they have, the vipers, whatever they're called. I don't like the bad guy minifigs just in general. They're just kind of throw-ins. I wish they would have done something else. I wish these would have been actually canon to the show. Then maybe it would have been a little bit higher. Third place with 18 points is the Green Ninja Mech Dragon. I love this set. I really do. There's a lot of good value here. You get a lot of sand green pieces. I like the dragon molds for the mouth. I think it works really well. I wish it would have had actual wings and been an actual dragon and not a mech dragon, I guess is what I'm trying to say here, and that's what ended up putting it in second place. But, in my opinion, the best green dragon is the Green NRG Dragon from 2016 with 20.5 points. This set does a lot of things really well. I love the foldable wings. That is just one of my favorite features on Ninjago Dragons. I wish we would see that more. Unfortunately, like I said, I believe the only other dragon we've seen it on is Firstborn. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. The playability here is nice. You get the catapult and the little camp out section, I guess is what it's called. I don't really know what the proper terminology for some of this stuff is. But overall, that's what I think about these green dragons. Let me know what your favorite is in the comment section down below. Although I highly doubt any of you will say the Green Forest Dragon. Let me know what your favorite is in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. This is JimBlade8304 signing off. Bye.